Hi, it's Nick Pushak here. I wanted to do a video on the Tesla Adaptive Cruise Control. It's a very nice feature. I use it every day, all the time. It is very smart, better than most of the adaptive cruise controls out there. Key thing is that it can take you all the way down to a dead stop and then start up. So it's used in concert with autopilot. But I use adaptive cruise control probably as much or more than the autopilot because it's great on local roads also. So here we go. Bye. Okay, I'm leaving my development. Wanted to do a video on cruise control in the Tesla. Tesla's quite impressive. Has a very impressive cruise control capability. So I'll turn it on now. One click. On the little bar down here allows you to turn on cruise control. A little blue light shows up there, and then you simply can move the bar up and down to adjust the cruise control. So this bar just goes up and down. So we'll set it to 35 here, which is the speed limit. And I'm not going to put it on autopilot. I'm going to steer today and just show you the capabilities of cruise control, what its limitations are, and what its features are. This Tesla has an adaptive cruise control, which will sense cars in front of you and slow down and allow you to adjust your traveling distance behind the car. So I normally have it set to 3, which I just set. It can be set from all the way down from 1 all the way up to 7. And the traveling separation distance differs based upon the speed that you're traveling. So if we're traveling on a highway, it will be some multiple of, in my case, 3. If you're on a small local road, it'll probably be exactly 3, going maybe 30 miles an hour or so. So I'm coming up to a stop sign here, and you just push this cruise control button forward, which immediately puts on the regenerative braking, and the car's slowing down by itself. It won't come to a full stop. I'm going to have to press the brake button here, brake pedal for a second, wait for some cars to go by, and then you have to press the power pedal to begin, of course, and your cruise control won't allow you to engage it until you get up above, it looks like about 18 miles an hour, which is the minimum cruise speed. So your minimum cruise setting that you can set is 18 miles an hour. So again, I'm steering here just using cruise control. I've got it set to 40, 5 over the speed limit here. You can set your cruise speed to any speed you want. Autopilot does limit you to 5 miles over when you're in autopilot mode on a local road. Autopilot on a highway lets you set any speed you want. So here here's a good example. I've got some cars in front of me. I'll tell you when it starts slowing down. It just started slowing down. Picks them up. Sometimes closer than you'd want to. So it's stopping by itself. Now, when I get to the front of the line here, it will not know to stop. So I'm going to press the brake pedal, which also disengages. I've got to wait for some cars to come by. And then, again, press the power pedal to start, of course. And I'll engage cruise control. Now, typically, it engages at the speed that you're currently going. So I'm going to go toggle up twice here to go back to 40. But on some roads, I don't understand exactly why certain roads do this and other roads don't. On certain roads, you'll see that when I engage it, it knows to go to the speed that I was probably on cruise control before on. So I think it may just be highways, but I'm not sure. So on local roads, or in the last 2 or 3 times I just engaged it, when I engaged it by pulling the bar in once, it went to cruise speed at the speed I was currently traveling. And then I pressed the bar up to increase the speed. But on some roads when I engage it, I think it's on highways, it goes up to the cruise speed that I was using on that road before. So somehow it can sense and remember certain roads, what cruise speed you were using on those roads. So here again, we're coming down. I got some cars in front of me. This sometimes is I've come down here on cruise and didn't think it was going to stop, but it always does stop. It always does pick up the cars. Sometimes it just doesn't pick up the cars as quickly as you would think, and you can get a little scared that it may not see the cars when you're cruising at a pretty high speed. But it just stopped all by itself, and it will automatically start up here when this traffic starts moving, which it just has. And I have to make a right turn here. I'll put on my blinker. Now, as long as you'll see here, I can leave it on cruise. It'll probably speed up right here a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. And it hesitates and then it goes. So I didn't hit the brake, didn't hit the power pedal there, just had it on cruise. The cars in front of me started moving. It basically starts moving at the speed of those cars, keeping the 3-car distance, and then on a turn it does lose the cars in front of you, so sometimes it starts speeding up as you try to make the turn, but sometimes you can just let the cruise take you through that turn, and that worked pretty well actually there. That was one of the smoother situations that I've seen it occur. So here we're going up a road. Again, it's just following. It's almost like a tractor beam on the car in front of me, just keeping that 3-car distance. And as that car slows down or as that car speeds up, I basically follow that car up to the speed that I have set, which is currently set to 40. And now we're coming to a full dead stop. So it does come to a dead stop. I'm on a local road. You can notice this indicator here is telling me I can engage autopilot, but I'm not going to. I just wanted to show you cruise today. This lets me know here that I've got cruise turned on, and then it reads the speed limit signs. So here there's a 35. Watch this turn to 35. It turns to 35 after you pass the sign, or this indicator gets updated only as you're passing the sign, not when it sees the sign. It's sort of funny. I'm sure it knows the speed when it sees the sign, but it doesn't adjust the speed limit until you actually physically pass the sign, speed limit sign. So we're at a stop, red light. It's turned green, but the cars haven't started moving yet. And again, you'll see here, as the cars start moving, we move. So some cruise controls, people have commented, don't work to a dead stop and start up. They're meant really for highway travel. The Tesla cruise control is pretty nice in that it allows you to engage it and will take you to a dead stop and start up. I use the cruise control all the time. Again, it's adaptive cruise control, they call it. I use it all the time on local roads. My feet, you can see, are just rarely have to touch the pedals. Again, here I'm at a red light. I don't know if you can see it through the windshield of that car. Car stopped, I stop, or the Tesla stops, and it's just it's really convenient. You can if I use any feature the most on my Tesla, it's the adaptive cruise control. Use the autopilot a lot too on all the highways, but the cruise control is just a really nice feature. I think there are other cars that have adaptive cruise control. It is pretty popular. It was a add-on feature on my last Mercedes that I had, and I didn't get it. But I don't think it works as smoothly and as nicely as the Tesla cruise control. I'll see if I can do some research and write some stuff up in the description about some of the differences on adaptive cruise control. So here I've got a turn to make. If there was a car in front of me turning, so I'm going to push the bar in, which is going to put on the regenerative braking. And if you time it just right, it will slow you down like it did here, just enough. Now I can't turn on the, let's see if we can figure out what speed it allows. Yep. So 18 shows up as, oh, and there the speed, the cruise speed was set when I engaged it, went to 45. So that was, I just unengaged it. I'm gonna have to hit the brake here. So it looks like until you get close to 18 miles an hour, the cruise speed doesn't show up, and then it tracks the speed that you're going. Now it jumps up to 35. That was interesting how it jumped. Okay, I'll start up from a dead stop, and you'll see that the cruise control doesn't allow you to engage until you get up over around 12 or 13 miles an hour. And then it does automatically jump to the speed that you were using on that road the last time, which is pretty cool. So you can't engage it from a dead stop, but you can engage it once you get over a few miles an hour. Sometimes, let's try it again on this road here. We'll come to a dead stop. Sometimes it doesn't engage until you're 18 miles an hour, but so we'll go slow and we'll see if we can see when it, there it goes. Yeah, so it's a little before 18 miles an hour, even though 18 is the slowest speed that you can engage it at. And then it's set. If you don't have it set, it just sets. If you don't have a setting for that road, meaning you've used it before on a road, it will just go to the speed that you're currently traveling at. Now this is a road that I go on. It's a sort of a highway, and I believe we're going to see that the cruise speed, so let's watch the cruise speed on the left. It's jumped up to 50 already, and I'm going to merge on. It's going to my speed, jumped up to 65, so I press it, and now it's goes up to 65. I believe I've traveled on this road at 65 typically. The speed limit I don't think is 40 on this road. The side road is 40. Let's see, I think we have a speed limit sign coming up here. Yeah, the speed limit is 55. Here's another example. There's a speed limit of 55. Watch, it doesn't get updated until we pass the sign. So I've got the cruise speed. This is an example of where I would typically use autopilot, but I'm just going to use cruise control. Got it set to 65, and cars are passing me because everybody drives fast around here. And we're just cruising along. I'm doing the steering. Autopilot could easily do the steering. You can see the white lines on the dashboard there. It lets me know that it has good indication of the road lines. Might have lost it there for a minute because there was a little exit. And cruise is great. I mean, this is adaptive cruise control, just works flawlessly. Let me pause here for a minute. Okay, running into some traffic here. Not a lot of traffic, but just a little bit of slowness. I've got it set to 65. It would brake there severely because that guy just pulled off of the road too quickly. When you're in this cruise control mode, if the cars in front of you brake suddenly, you do get a semi-severe braking effect. Sometimes it can definitely startle you. And it definitely brakes more than I would. I would normally slow up and just get close to the car in front of me, but it's going to keep that 3-car distance. Actually, notice I have it set to 3, but I'm traveling at 55, and the distance is definitely beyond 3, so that 3 adapts to the speed that you're driving. So we're going to take this exit here, and it's going to speed up, so I'm going to have to slow down my cruise speed tremendously here. Let's see actually if I can come through this interchange on cruise. So I've set my cruise down. I'm going to walk it down to 20 miles over and go through this toll booth on cruise. I haven't touched the brake or the power pedal at all here. And then I'm going to ratchet it up. Now actually I'm going to turn it off, and let's watch the left indicator. I usually travel, I think it's 75, or I set my speed to 75 on this road. So let's see what it gives me as an option. So it just went to 65. And let's see. It's either 75 or 80 that I normally set my cruise on this road. So we're not quite on it yet. We're getting on the ramp now, and we're officially on now. I'm surprised. Oh, yep. See that jump to 80? So I'm going to just click once to get onto cruise. So somehow it remembers. Here's our speed our speed limit is 70. I'm going to throttle down to 75. I usually do 5 miles over the speed limit. And somehow it remembers your cruise speed for certain roads, unless it knows I like to go 5 or 10 miles over the speed limit, and then it knows that it can read the speed limit, and it predicts what cruise speed I want. So I'll do some research and see if I can figure out whether it is actually remembering by GPS the road that you're on, and then remembering what cruise speed you have. I guess I could test that by traveling at 75 on this road in cruise, and then seeing tomorrow if it gives me the choice of 75. So that was Tesla's adaptive cruise control. I hope you liked it, and thanks everyone for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. You can check out my other Tesla videos in the upper right here. And here's a shout out to my son's channel, The Nerd Writer. Did a very nice video this week. Please don't forget to subscribe.